Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We're in Fort Viridium. We're here to try and save Gorgoro's son. So we're going to go in. The dark towers are clawing at the overcast skies above. All around you, military personnel go about their business inside this grim fortress of black stone. The stables and a simple manzio are available for civilian visitors. What do the priests have to do? I'm just kind of curious, what else can we do here? All right, I guess not much we can do here. Thank you. Okay, all right. Harvek wants to bust his son out from the dungeons. Talk to him about it. You and Harvek sit down to discuss the possibility of a jailbreak. He has already looked around in preparation for the heist. Harvek speaks in a lowered voice. This'll be a very risky venture, boss. I see a chance of success if all goes well, but if things can turn dire with a single F-up, and once we start, there's no going back. You nod thoughtfully. First of all, we'll have to bust him out of the cells, the mercenary goes on. Wait for night to fall and get inside the dungeon through the sewers. There's an unguarded entrance, unguarded because it's barred by iron, and the shitheads here think that'll stop me. Anyway, those stinking tunnels will take us below the fort. We find the dungeon, spring the boy, and then get back out and hide him. Hide him well so we can smuggle him out of here in the morning. That also means you'll need some smuggling compartment to hide Orin. We do have smuggling compartments. Can I put a person in there? Harvek is ready to begin the heist, but you still need to consider the details. Yeah, smuggler's compartments. Perfect. Harvek required, and 3 companions who are not severely wounded or mortally wounded. Alright, we can only take 5 people. So Krifta, Garrick seem pretty solid. Sidarius. Oh, you know what? We should probably take Nadir. And then this is a pretty good 5-man crew. Can we upgrade you before we go in, my man? We cannot. I only have 8 insight. Alright, well, we tried. In we go. Do it tonight. After Harvek shows you that the grates he wants to use as an entry point into the sewers, you move the comitatus close to them after complaining to the soldiers about a chill draft at your current location. They suspect nothing, and then you wait for the night to come, and for a long while afterwards. Harvek will lead you down into the sewers when the night is darkest before the dawn, and there is a change of the guard. The skies are pitch black and starless when you finally get going. A cold that makes bones stiff and bites at exposed flesh has descended on the courtyard. The whole fort is asleep, except for the guards. Once you gather your team, Harvek takes you to the base of one of the great towers. You follow a nauseating stench in the darkness to an iron grating tucked away in an alcove. The tainted mercenary is well prepared. He removes a small jug of acid from his sling bag and uses its contents to weaken a few of the bars at their bases, and then he quietly twists them until they come loose. They can be placed back once we're out, he whispers. Only someone very thorough will notice that someone's tampered with them, and by then we'll be far, far away. One by one, you descend into the stinking dark hole. Yuck. Ah, there's a little monster in here. Even for sewers, these tunnels are uncannily stinky. The filth and grime flow lazily at the bottom with a sheen of shiny slime covering the walls. Your light sources can barely penetrate the humid blackness. Harvek leads you along narrow tunnels. The ceiling is so low that most of the time you have to squat or to crawl. The tainted mercenary seems to follow some sort of instinct, but he stops every now and again to make sense of your current location in relation to the fort above. At one such halt, some of your company begin to notice something odd. There is something in the darkness with us. I hate this. It's a horror game. Large, bulbous, reeking creatures leap out of the shadows. They must have been following you for a while, waiting for an opportunity to ambush you. Thanks to your perceptiveness, however, one of the worm-like horrors is cut down before they could surround you. Then a fierce melee breaks out. What the frick? Grufta. These guys are the guys that attack you in the swamp. All right, Nadir, you go there. Harvek, good luck. And then I guess we just try to kill the guys. Dang, they have high evasion, don't they? Good hit. Try to kill the guys that could harm Harvek first, since he doesn't have like a tank in front of him. I knew it. You can't quite hit that guy. Nice crit, though. That's solid. Owie. Haha, nerd. Alright, one of them burned to death, and then his fellow died soon after. Hit him with a fireball. Try to hit him with a fireball. We slash you. Do some bleed damage. Oh! How did you live? Rude. Alright, he died now. Harvek took the brunt of the damage. The horrifying Gruftas are cut down. Afterwards, you wipe their stinking, noxious blood off your weapons and clothing. No wonder this place was unguarded, Harvek observes, then urges you to move on, lest you fall prey to more of the creatures. He locates a grate deeper inside the tunnels, and after some eavesdropping, he confirms that this will lead you into the prison block at the bottom of the fortress. Using the remaining acid, he removes some of the bars, and you climb into a dark chamber. Only piles of damaged amphora are inside. The single door that leads out of here opens into a corridor with cells. There are only a few sconces with burning oil lamps on the wall, so the place is engulfed in shadows. Once you make sure that nobody is patrolling the corridor, you agree that the guard post at the front of the jail block has to be taken over. Begin to sneak across to it. We succeed. 4 to 100 is the success chance there. Wow. We had a 3% chance of failure, assuming you can't roll a 0. Your group sneaks in on the jailers in their guard post, a chamber with a single archway opening on the other end, leading to a staircase. You spot the lever that can raise or lower the iron grating from this arch, and a brass bell next to it, which could be used to sound the alarm. Once all of you are in position, you rush out of the shadows and manage to cut down a legionnaire before the rest of them can take up arms. Harvek has the presence of mind to leap the lever and close off the staircase, blocking the jailers from escaping or sounding the alarm. Now it is you against them. They got some tough guys here. Krifta, once again, don't stand out in the open. We'll have Harvek go toe-to-toe with this bone guy. What are you? You seem like you could do some buffing. The Priest of Sergorod. So we'll try to nuke that guy down if we can. Can't reach him. Jump forward. Maybe we can kill this dude? Oh, now we have a shot. Take out the priest. Do you think Sidarius is conflicted? Maybe, maybe not. Alright, take out the bone guy so we can keep Harvek healthy-ish. Oh, bad attack. You can't hit anything, nerd. And we killed your friend. Now you're alone. And now you're dead. That went way better than fighting the Gruftas. The jailers fall, and Harvek kills them once all of them are incapacitated. Yikes. No witnesses, he tells you, and then disables the alarm bell and walks down the corridors saying the name of his son over and over. The prisoners beg you to free them, but Harvek only opens one cell, the one where a boy of about 16 or 17 is standing, answering to the calling of his name. The tainted mercenary does not flinch, yet just tells Orin that he is from the guild to break him out of here. He hands the boy over to you and tells you to go back out through the sewers. He will be right behind you. You comply, taking your companions and a bewildered Orin back to the comitatus using the sewers and the damaged grates. Harvek appears 10 minutes later and replaces the last iron bars. When you ask him what he did back there, his expression turns grim. No witnesses. Oh my god, did he kill every prisoner? The man is relentless, he says quietly. The fort is soon abuzz with activity. The Centurion arrives soon afterward, accompanied by a contubernium of legionnaires. She announces that they will have to search the comitatus on account of a jailbreak. Luckily, by then you have changed into new clothes and washed off most of the smell, and hid Orin in one of the smugglers' compartments. And so you take the soldiers around the carts and your beasts, displaying faux irritation about being shaken down. Despite all this, there is still a chance that they find the boy. What are we best at? Charismatic? Con, we're really good at all of that. Skulker, we're super good at, though. Although, like, what is this? 160, 184, 194? This one's 120, 174, so all in all, this one's actually better. And then we could bribe them. I think we go trust in your skills and have them conduct the search, and then we, like, super boost it, because why else would we hold on to our resourcefulness? We succeed. The soldiers are quite thorough, but they do not find the boy, so they give up and wish you safe journeys. Farewell. The dawn arrives and you begin to set out to leave. Orin is now disguised as a member of your crew, wearing a wig and clothes that Harvek brought. When you sit down to talk, you make a point of sitting down with them to listen. Orin eyes his father suspiciously. So I'm immensely grateful, the young man says. Yet I can't help but wonder why a guild would risk so much to save my ass, and nobody else's. He keeps looking at Harvek. Do you work for Cressus, my father? He's not your father, Harvek says with a frown. You surely know that. He must have told you. Orin crosses his arms. All right, he says. All right, he says. He's not my father by blood, but he raised me, so... Never mind that, Harvek cuts him off. He's not your father, 'cause I am. There's a moment of tense silence, and you can see Orin's face go red. Well, it's a good effing thing you showed up then, he spits at the mercenary with bile. It's only been 17 years, but what's the rush? Why the F would you come do this now? I couldn't come earlier. Now could I, since your fake pops forgot to tell me that you exist, Harvek says bitterly. After having given me over to the Imperials and having me locked up in purgatory of all places, for 12 years no less. I loved your mama, boy, but they only told me she died, not that she was with child. Oh, what a sob story! Orin sighs, strikes back at him. The heroic father shows up to redeem himself in the eyes of his son. Well, someone had to pluck you out of the shit you got yourself into, boy. Harvek is becoming indignant. It ain't like your traitor of a foster father would have done the same. Orin narrows his eyes suspiciously. Did you go to see him? He asks Harvek. Did you? What happened? He's fine, the tainted mercenary says resignedly. Yes, I went to see him, the mercenary continues. Should have killed his ass and he would have deserved it. You know why? 'Cause all of this is his doing. He had me tossed into purgatory to be the fall guy for his mistakes, and he particularly stole you from me, then kept my very existence from you. What kind of person does that, huh? The only reason I let that old effer live was you. Orin considers this and it shakes his head. I don't believe that he would do that, he says, standing up. He's an honorable man. Honorable? Harvek grits his teeth. Let me tell you something, boy. I've known Cressus long before you were born. Neither me nor your mama ever thought of him as effing honorable. Harvek raised his voice by now, and Orin is almost shouting too. Stop calling me a boy! I shouldn't have given him this voice if that's the case. Try to calm them down. Warning them about the impending threat of the Imperials, you manage to convince father and son to lower their voices. Once they do, their frustration subsides considerably. At length, Orin sits down again. So, he begins, what have you been up to since you left Purgatoria? Lots, Harvek says after a pause. Working here and there, you know. I still have friends at the Loaders, not so much at the Carpenters, but I heard your name was spoken with admiration there. Orin looks embarrassed. Well, I had a good teacher, he says. I'm sorry if that makes you... Nah, the mercenary cuts him off. One thing's for sure about Cressus, he is good at his shit. They chuckle. Then they fall into conversation and talk through the night. Harvek tells what he remembers of Shira and the short, intense, ill-fated love they had before the mercenary's unfortunate incarceration. The boy speaks of his mother's death when he was very little and how Cressus took him in afterward. By dawn, father and son have decided they will see each other again. I still don't know how I feel about this, boss. But now that I got this far, I ain't gonna F it up, Harvek tells you while the boy is packing his stuff. They agreed to part ways for a while once you leave the fort. Orin has to return to the guild, but promised to seek out his father sooner or later. We got a lot of catching up to do, the mercenary says. I mean, I ain't cut out to be a father, but perhaps I can teach the boy a thing or two, eh? I can start working on it. The two of them say their farewells at dawn, and Orin leaves the fortress with the Comitatus, still disguised as one of your crew. Then he heads the opposite direction to yours. The Comitatus can be on its way again. Well, alrighty then. Is he done? Talk about his son? I guess so. Did we finish? We did! Good job, us. All right, can we upgrade you? Do we have enough insight to do so? Looks like we had enough insight to get him another level, but we're still missing... What is this? We need 21 insight total, right? We need 17 more insight. I feel like we're running out of ways to get insight. All right, let's get Kukri Shank. That's a good move. What's the best? Oh, dude. If Big Boot could stun, that's pretty solid. I only use Distracting Throw to move back ever, if that's the case. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with that. Getting Prowess 8 is important so we can get Chitinous Growth on this guy and he can actually get armor, which would be sick. I might actually think about switching him out with Krifta, or not Krifta, with Eilani, because he can move pretty freely. And the problem with Eilani is she gets like stuck in a problem where she gets kicked to the back and then it takes a while for her to get back to the front. He might be better just kind of overall. Once we get him chitinous growths, Frenzy is a really solid ability too. So chitinous growths for sure. This one's just pretty solid. Frenzy is a good one. Die Hard, like, it's great on the enemy orcs because they're dying. I try not to have my people get to that point. Plus we already have a +1 in this somehow. So Frenzy, Resolute, nah. Survivor's okay, but it's mostly just resistance. I'd rather get Bouncer. And then Immune to Stun would be nice too, but... So, we need Strong-Minded 3 to get Bouncer. We already have the stuff for Chitinous Growth. And then Frenzy, we could get that whenever. So maybe we get just the Strong-Minded 3 so we can get the things we want when we've gotten to level 9. So we'd get Bouncer with 13 proficiency. You get Frenzy with 13, so that's 26. And then Chitinous Growth is 39. If we get all the way up here, we get 63. So we still have, like, 24 to spend on top of that. So we'll think about it when we actually get there. But for now, I think that's a good upgrade for Harvek. I don't think I want to put him on the front line until he gets that armor, though. Might want to think about getting him one of the dragon stones that grants armor. Doesn't Skornar have one of those? No, he has an amulet of protection. Whatever. Alright, end the day. Now what do we do? Alright, we finished Harvek's quest. So, what we have left, we could, maybe we should go tackle Skornar's thing with his buddy. This one's still, ongoing. These are tied together. We could go back to the Sunken Tower, and then these are on the opposite side of the world. Alright, maybe we go tackle Skornar's thing. So we need 2 stacks of lumber, linen, iron, mushroom beer, 200 units of supplies. So why don't we make our way back to Torzeg's shelter, and then make our way over to the Crimson Gate, because the Crimson Gate is where you can get lumber pretty easily. I would say Harvek's overall quest line, other than some like one-on-one combat with just like random people, like there was that guy, wasn't it like an assassin or something in Avernum that we had to fight one-on-one, which was pretty tricky. But overall, like it helps that all of my companions are all really, really high level and like geared out beyond belief. But it was not that hard overall, I'd say. Granted, like I said, it is very late game. My Comitatus is geared up, and my Vagrus himself is quite high statted. So like all of those, maybe if we had failed some of those checks near the end, like we would have had a little more trouble with it. All right, what are we looking for Skornar here? A stack of mushroom beer. So let's look at edibles here. All right, 1 stack. 1. Done. 2 units of iron. Does that mean... No, it's 2 units of iron. That's actually much nicer than what I thought it would be. So just 2 of you. There's like 2 stacks of iron. How rough. The 2 stacks of timber are going to be a little tricky, but crafted goods. So linen, we should be able to... Oh, not quite enough. Yeah, so let's get all 3 of these. Oh, you know what? I bet if we look at faction offers, this is something I've neglected to look at for like my entire playthrough, but it's actually pretty important. They don't have any linen. Faction offers can be a pretty solid way to get a lot of material for a decent price. We'll just get the 3 stacks here. 1, 2, 3. And then what we'll do is we'll, like I said, we'll run over to the Crimson Gate and get 2 stacks of timber over there. Yeah, we could only get 1 stack of timber. Yeah, we'll run over to the Crimson Gate real quick, grab 2 stacks of timber, and then we'll grab 1 more stack of linen on our way back out. And then we'll go take care of Skornar's cousin. And once again, I've talked about this before, spoiler alert, if you finish Skornar's quest line, he will leave. So if you're like, I can't afford to let Skornar leave, don't finish this quest until you're done with like everything else in the game. What I'll probably do, is we'll complete the quest, but I'll save before we actually complete it, and then we'll just revert time, and then we'll just go back. Because there's still a couple things I want to do before we wrap up the series as a whole. But it's amazing to think back on this series as a whole. I never thought I would have 100+ episodes, let alone 200+ episodes of Vagrus the Riven Realms. So it's quite exciting to actually have accomplished something like that. All right, in we go. 2 stacks, right? Let's just double check here. Yep, 2 stacks of timber. Get me those stacks. Where's the wood? 1, 2. All right, these are our boat materials. Do we have food? Honestly, because it's a bit of a journey out to the wall down here, and then over. What's the deserted cove about? Like, we found that, and I still don't know what. Maybe there's like a different quest that involves that. 5,000 supplies. Are you crazy? That's so much. Let's see here. Torzeg shelter. Torzeg shelter. That's it. All right. The remainder of our inventory we stuff full to the gills with supplies. And then back we go. Vagrus the Riven Realms in a nutshell, everybody. Go one direction, immediately turn around and go the other direction. No, it's a joke. I mean, it's true, but that I don't hold it against the game. Would be kind of an interesting way to live your life, though. You're just literally wandering constantly. I think it's hard to imagine because in the modern era, we're obviously very attached to our homes and whatnot. But humans did used to be pretty nomadic at one point in history. So you just wander forever. Your home is the wagon, really, I guess. It's not so bad. Maybe a little nerve-wracking at points. Alright, we made it back to Torzeg shelter. Hello? We have nothing to hide. Turn these bad boys in. Okay. Do you guys have anything for me to take to the Twin Towers? You do! I'm actually stunned that it actually has that. Anything for Kernak? That's the other place we could go. And more Twin Towers. I'm surprised. Alright, let's take it all to the Twin Towers. Anything that's available. Okay, that's it. That's fine. Let's fill up on more supplies. We're not going to regret that. You know what? Let's stay in the city. put our people to work for today. Critical success. I'll take money. Always a good thing. One more stack of supplies, and then off we go. Very cool. While I'm going down this way, we should pick up Vorax. I totally forgot about him. And then I talked about it recently where I was like, we should do that quest line because I've just ignored him as a companion for the entirety of my playthrough. The one thing I do regret about my playthrough of Vagrus the Riven Realms is that I screwed up the Finderath interaction before I knew how to play the game really. And that, like, when I came across the, like, devastated Comitatus, I was like, don't go there. I'm asking to die. And then it was like, actually, you could have had a companion. And I'm like, and that was so long ago now. Use the well. Got some supplies. Eat and drink with travelers. I thought you picked him up here. Maybe, all right, never mind. I could have swore that he was in this place. Apparently not. Somebody tell me where Vorax is. Obviously, I'll go look it up, but feel free to chime in. So it's always fun. There's nothing wrong with commenting on my videos months later. I'm totally fine with that, and I enjoy it. But I do find it funny when I have a series that is completed and I haven't played the game in a very long time, and people are like, just so you know, you could have done it this way. And I'm like, I haven't even thought about this game in who knows how long. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I find it wholesome and endearing. I enjoy all my commenters, unless you're toxic, and then I just ignore you. So feel free to be, I'm stupid! I forgot the linen. Ah! How many people were shouting at the screen being like, you forgot the linen? All right, hold on. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. All right. I rolled back time. I bought the appropriate linen this time. Let's turn in our missions. All well and good. And then, do you guys have supplies that I can have? I forget. Oh, right. Ask for complimentary supplies. How do I get supplies? News from Arvumus. Alright, well, whatever. We could rest here. Might as well. And put our people to work. Critical success! Yes! Alright, let's head over to Skornar's cousin's location. This way. Hopefully we don't run into any of the creepy crawlies. I already forgot what they were called. We fought them in the sewer of Fort Viridium, even. Do-do-do-do-do. You demons. Alright. Barricaded up. Honestly, I don't have the time to fight you. Just kill them. A couple of our dudes got bamboozled. Stand down. Skornar got himself injured. Please tell me they didn't take any of my timber. Okay, they did not. They just killed a guy and then left. You know how you do. Dude, we got all sorts of goodies. Should come out here to farm more often. All right, there's nothing at the deserted cove. Don't go there. Kind of hard to move around down here. It's funny that the deserted cove is on the map, but Hoffrey isn't. Maybe that's a good thing for him. Alright, you're over here somewhere, right? There he is. See what Joffrey needs for the boat. Deliver the timber. He says he's grateful. Deliver the linen. He says he's grateful. Deliver the iron. He's grateful. Beer. Very grateful. And then cargo hold with supplies. I've delivered everything. So... yeah, let Skornar and Joffrey sail away in their boat moored at their camp in Margarad. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save before, like now, we'll end the episode here, and then next episode we'll pick up with the alternate timeline of letting Skornar leave, and then we'll reload and then go do something else. So, for now, if you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button, it helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel, make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!